Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for joining us. We are live here at CCBC Dundalk for the 2017 NJCAA Region 20 Division I Men's Soccer Tournament. I'll be your host all day long. Rocco Jeppy is the name. We hope you enjoy yourselves. We're going to get to the starters here in just a moment. Two quality teams coming into this game. Frederick as the number 3 seed in the tournament, and Harford, the number 2 seed. We'll have some more information on both teams. And when we get back, we'll have the starting lineup for you right here from CCBC Dundalk. All right, the starters are lining up on the sideline, about to make their way out to the midfield area. We'll swing things over to our public address announcer for the starters. Where'd Kyle go? I don't have the Frederick starters. It doesn't have them circled.
Oh, shit.
That's all right.
The sheet one.
That's all right. Let's see if we can read their numbers from here. You guys are going to have to help me. Frederick's the black uniforms.
Oh, that's always 2, 11.
Yeah, I can read them. All right, we're good.
Got them.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to introduce you to the starters, beginning with today's designated visiting team, Frederick Community College. Number 3, Jeremy Navarro. Number 9, Devin Fonga. Number 11, Kenneth Sims. Number 12, Elmer Ochoa. Number 19, Carlos Granados Torres. Number 23, Mikhail Bolu. Number 24, Lovett Chegg. Number 27, Pete Wickheiser. And number 32, Anthony Akaldoa. Starting in goal for the Cougars, number 1, Marco Delari. It is number 1, right? And now the starting lineup for our designated home team, Harford Community College. Number 3, Larson Green. Number 7, Daniel Milad. Number 10, Dougie McIndoe. Number 12, Dakota Bridge. Number 14, Eder Akanjo. Number 15, Enrique Castillo. Number 18, William Wangu. Number 20, Frank Asaro. Number 25, Antonio Savi. Number 29, Jason Stump. Number 33, Michael Nelson. I can't see their goalie, and they didn't mark him. Starting a goal for Harford, number 1, Ryan Bertrand. I mean, I guess, is it him or 0? Ladies and gentlemen, at this time,
33.
we ask that you please rise as we honor America and the men and women of the armed forces with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner. Yeah, I just saw it down there. Oh, well. Somebody got a shout out. Jesus Christ. Ladies and gentlemen, a correction. Number 33, Michael Nelson, is starting a goal for Harford. My intern's supposed to have my back on that stuff. Oh, no.
Hey, he snagged it.
Oh,
It's on him.
all right, folks, so we are back live, getting ready for kickoff here. The winner will move on to play the winner of our second game today, CCBC Essex versus CCBC Catonsville. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, folks, so Harford, they're wearing their blue and white striped tops, white bottoms. They will be defending the goal to our right. And Frederick in all black, trimmed in white, defending the goal to our left. Waiting for Frederick to break their huddle. And coming into the game, Frederick, you may remember them last season as the runner-up in this tournament. They were also the co-Maryland JUCO champions. Last Saturday, defeated College of Southern Maryland 3-0 in the quarterfinal round. This season, 5-2 in Region 20 Division I, and they are 4-2 in their last 6 games, including having won 3 straight, and during that time, outscoring their opponents 21-5. Underway now is Frederick kicks us off. For Frederick, Elmer Ochoa, the leading goal scorer with 10, had a hat trick on September 22nd against Cecil, and had a 2-goal game on October 17th against Chesapeake. Harford far side now. Sent ahead. He's onside, but the ball gets too far. Looking for Savi there. The Fighting Owls leading goal scorer. 23 goals scored this season, and he's had at least 1 goal in 2/3 of the Fighting Owls games, 7 multi-goal games, including 4 hat tricks. When he scores a goal, Harford is 8-1-1 this season. Early foul called on Frederick. Still early in this one, 2nd minute of play. Harford sends it into the zone. Headed out by the Cougars. Now it's Akandawa. Tries to get the ball up, taken away by Asaro, but Frederick sends it in anyway. Good play by Nelson to get the ball out, and we're back at midfield. That'll be another one Nelson will handle. Looking at this Harford team, 2 years ago, they were runners-up. This year, they're the number 2 seed, so they had a first-round bye. The last 6 games, they're 5-1, including 3 straight. Both teams coming in on consecutive game winning streaks at 3. Harford outscoring its opponents during that streak 18-7. And as we mentioned, Antonio Savi, that's who this offense goes through. And that's going to be an offside. He was 3 yards ahead of the defense before the ball was touched. No surprises there. Akamdoa offsides. It'll be a Harford ball. 3rd minute of play. We're still scoreless here at CCBC Dundalk. Both of these teams still trying to figure each other out. That ball goes out of bounds, and one of the Harford student athletes almost went over the back of the bench. That would not have been a pretty sight. Throw in for Harford. Harford comes into the game 12-4-2 overall. They finished with a 6-1 record in Region 20 Division 1 this year. The only team better, CCBC Essex, who defeated Harford, went 7-0 in division. Frederick 10-6 overall, 5-2 in Region Division 1. So now Frederick trying to put together its first scoring opportunity of the day. And they tried the give and go. Wickheiser gave it to Akandowo. And the ball came off of his foot a little bit too hard. No chance for Wickheiser. It'll be a goal kick for Harford. Good play made there by the Cougars, Kenneth Sims. That one sent into the box. It goes wide. There's a quick shot. It goes wide right. Trail past Nelson to the far post, and right there waiting on it was Kareem Salman. And Salman almost put the Cougars up 1-0, but it was well wide of the cage. Entering the 6th minute of play, we're still scoreless here in the first semifinal game, Frederick versus Harford. And just a reminder, those of you watching, the second game of our doubleheader will be CCBC Essex hosting CCBC Catonsville. That game will be at 6 p.m. or 30 minutes following the game. If you want to tune in for that one, you can do so on this YouTube channel. Just subscribe, and it will send you a link as soon as it goes live. You can also go back to the Essex website at ccbcessexnights.com. It is the lead story tonight's semifinal games. That ball out of bounds. Goal kick coming up for Frederick. Keeper Delary sends it away with the left foot. And a foul called on Frederick. Fonga, the foul calls, took out the Harford player going up for the header. So Harford will have a good position from which to start here. Whistle blown. Ball sent into the box and headed away by the Cougars. A good clear. First touch on the ball came from below. Michael Ballou, the freshman from Germantown, Maryland. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Cougars. Harford brings it back to midfield. Swings it far side. Good play to bring it back in. All the way now, using the space that he is given. And that was Castillo. Harford trying to keep the pressure on the Cougars. Savi drops it. There's a pass in the box now. Takes a weird hop. And a foul called on Harford. Malad tried to make a play on the ball in the box, took a weird hop, and then believe it was an offsides, actually. Being told by my crew here it was a handball. In any case, play is back at midfield. Frederick trying to advance. We're in the 9th minute of play here. Still scoreless. A good takeaway there by Mickendell. Nobody back for Harford, but it was cleared out of transition to stop Frederick. So here comes Frederick again. Wickheiser sends it ahead. It gets past the Harford defensive line, but Nelson is right there, top of the box to pick it up. No harm done. Good kick by Nelson. And we'll go end over end. Uh-oh. Frederick, Michael Ballou, trying to shield off the Harford goal scorer, Savi. Savi almost got around him to get the ball prior to Delary picking it up in the box. And now Delary, 12 yards outside of his box, left foot, sends it ahead. Headed down by the Fighting Owls. And here they go now. McIndoe dribbles it out of bounds. It'll go back to Frederick. 10th minute of play. We're scoreless. CCBC Dundalk. The semifinals of the NJCAA Region 20 Division I Men's Tournament. I'm Rocco Jeppy, and we thank you for joining us here this evening. We're bright and sunny and 62 degrees here to start this game. Wind blowing a bit southeast, 9 to 10 miles per hour. Gusting up to about 21 miles an hour. Good defense and a foul called. Good play there by Fredericks. Got the steal and then got the foul called. Frederick now. Ball goes out of bounds. It will be a Harford throw in. And we get a whistle for a substitution. Looks like Corey Alt checking in for the Fighting Owls, the sophomore out of Bel Air, Maryland. Graduate of C. Milton Wright. And it will stay with the Cougars. Both teams continue to try and figure things out here. Having seen now both of these teams play at least once this season, I would say the first team to score would win, but that just hasn't been how Maryland JUCO and Region 20 soccer has been played this season, so we'll have to wait. I will say this, the team that keeps the aggression level up, the speed of the game fast, I think is going to take it. Both teams seeming to do that right now as play advances from the midfield. Ball sent ahead. And working against three defenders, Kenneth Sims, a weak shot, went to the ground, no foul called. Nelson will boot it out for the Fighting Owls. Again, the uniforms for today, Frederick defending the goal to our left, all black, trimmed at the shoulders and arms in white with white numbers. Harford wearing the blue and white striped tops, reminiscent of 1920s prison uniforms with the white bottoms. We love our friends up north, though.
Question.
A lot of pushing and shoving going on far sideline. And it will go to Frederick. Harford with the throw in. Ball back at midfield. It's going to be Asaro. Asaro's brother John plays for CCBC Essex, who you'll see later on in the 6 o'clock game. Again, the link for that can be found on our YouTube channel. Again, this tournament being presented by CCBC Essex. So if you go to YouTube and keyword search CCBC Essex Knights, or you can go to the website ccbcessexknights.com. It is the lead story, the link to our second game. Foul called on Frederick, so Harford will have the ball. Just now entering the 15th minute of play. Still scoreless here at CCBC Dundalk. Home of the CCBC Dundalk Lions. Men's basketball, baseball, and softball, and coming back for 2018-19 women's basketball. We thank our sister campus here in Dundalk for the use of their field. The beautiful new surface at Essex, rather. And nice looking night in the center. Not wide enough for tournament play, so we're here in Dundalk. Our second game will be an all CCBC, I should say, affair with Catonsville against Essex here at Dundalk. The ball out of bounds will stay with Harford. I would say Harford has had most of the possessions and scoring chances about even tonight thus far. Play back at midfield. And they will say Harford ball. Some frustrations on the field there. Harford keeps the ball. They'll be at midfield. Asaro drives it with the left foot into the box. Ball down on the ground and sent away by Frederick. Harford trying to keep the pressure going. That's why you do all those cone drills before the game. And a foul whistled against Harford. th minute of play, scoreless. And the first of two semifinal games today. Division I Region 20 tournament. Throw from Harford, sent out by Frederick. It'll stay with the Fighting Owls. Ball sent ahead of Sorrow with the header. Slows down the Cougars' momentum. And you're going to get called for that every time. Dougie McIndoe playing a little reckless early on. You hope he can reel it in and get back in the game here for the Fighting Owls. So here goes the Cougars, and the flag is up. Play continuing. And now the center ref sees it. Play continued a good 7 seconds before the referee saw the flag. Nineteenth minute of play, we're still scoreless. Back in midfield. Ochoa working on taking it away, and he does from Akanjo. Out of bounds, it will go to Frederick. Thrown by Wickheiser. We'll back him up a good 15 yards. Now we'll go, just a reminder, this game, Harford serving as the home team is the number 2 seed. Frederick, the visitors, as the number 3. Ball sent. Savi is on. Got to beat the keeper, and no, he is not. The flag went up. It was late. But they rule he was offsides. Thought he was even. But this is not FIFA. So the Cougars, come on. Just restarted Michael Bolu. Saying his name a lot for the Cougars this afternoon. He's been very involved on a defensive end. Headed away by Asaro. Taken down the sideline by Alt. Back into the middle. Got to get the head up. Pass far side. Green works it back into the middle. And taken away. It will be a corner kick. Alt couldn't get the foot on it. Got by him. Not touched by the Fighting Owls. Corner kick looks like it'll be Arcanjo to take the kick. The freshman from San João, Brazil.
Header by the
And that'll be a foul. And a referee reaching into his pocket. Not for a quarter, for that yellow. And off will go Enrique Castillo.
If you want to mention that, one away first.
Harford yellow card issued to number 15, Enrique Castillo. So Castillo picks up his 4th yellow of the season. Play will resume. Sent ahead. Asaro. Fonga keeps it in for the Cougars. Can't let that happen. The guy that goes to the ground makes a play, and it's whistled. Late foul call. I'm not a medical professional, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Akindowo, in about 30 seconds, is probably going to be okay. We hope he's okay. Still down on the ground, the tournament trainer, Amber Radke, onto the field, the head athletic trainer at CCBC Essex. And we'll step aside for a moment. We're still scoreless, 23-17 remaining in the first half here at CCBC Dundalk. All right, so Akindowo off the ground. Free kick coming up for the Cougars. Right-footed strike, but right at Nelson. The shot sent in by Ochoa, and Nelson didn't have to move an inch. We remain scoreless, 23 minutes remaining in this first half. Throw-in coming up for the Cougars. We mentioned early in the telecast, the live stream, the internet broadcast on YouTube. These two teams representing the runner-up from the last 2 Region 20 Division I men's tournaments. Again, Frederick, the runner-up last season, Harford 2 years ago on this very field. Let's get play started again. Here comes the throw-in from Harford at midfield and out of bounds. It'll go back to Frederick. So pace a bit slower here. And again, Frederick being told to back up on the throw-in. And it's not just Frederick. I probably would say 95% of teams in this league try and do that on a regular basis. I think it's a soccer culture thing, trying to get an extra couple of yards on that throw-in. Ochoa sends it ahead. Looks like it's riding the line. On the ball is Nikolai. It goes out of bounds for a corner kick. So the Cougars, their first corner of the afternoon. The sun is setting on this side of the field. You see Nelson in the shadows. And coming over to take the kick is going to be Wickheiser. So Wickheiser ready to send this one into the box. Everybody up for Harford except for Savi, who's still at midfield. Nelson knocks it down as it was in the air. Savi now by himself at midfield. It'll play all the way back to Delory, the Frederick keeper, who sends it away with the left foot back past midfield. And a foul whistled on Fonga. Harford will get the ball back. We're now in the 25th minute of play, and it remains scoreless here at CCBC Dundalk, and the tournament brought to you by CCBC Essex. Ball sent away into the box, one hop. Delory jumps up and collects it. So no harm there. Foul called. And go back to Harford. Sent away. And Delory down to pick it up. Harford fans, we ask that you stick around at halftime. Sports information and event manager Mark Winkle from Harford Community College will join us. And there's a swing and a miss. Kareem Salman whiffed on his shot. Continues to work hard to keep the ball in the zone. Ultimately, Harford will get the ball. So now under 19 minutes in the first half, scoreless. As I said, Mark Winkle coming up from Harford Athletics at halftime. We'll talk a little bit about this first half and what he thinks the Fighting Owls will have to do to get back into the game in the second half, take the lead. Hopefully, we will have a score before the break. Asaro working on Granados Torres, and that one is sent away. Ochoa loses the ball, sent away by a now ailing Fighting Owl. Ball goes out of bounds for a Fighting Owls throw in. I think it was Jason Stump that went down. Tyler Green, the limping Fighting Owl right now. He looks like he'll be okay. And we'll have another card upcoming. This one will be against Frederick. And it's going to be Devon Fonga. Yellow card issued to Frederick, number 9, Devon Fonga. So 2 yellow cards issued, 1 to each team here in the early portion of our contest. 17 minutes to go until halftime. Ball into the box, far post, and the header by Wango out of bounds. Wango Whistle blown in midfield here. A little talking to from the referee to Frederick's Andre Nikolai. Nikolai, probably the first soccer player I've ever seen on the field with actual glasses. Normally you don't see soccer players with actual glasses. They'll go to the sport goggles or, you know, not wear the glasses or wear contacts or something. Never seen real glasses on the soccer pitch until this season. And that ball rolls out of bounds. Fighting Owls will have it in front of their bench. Bit of a hold there, not called. And ball stays in play. Savi. That's who you want to score if you're a Fighting Owls fan. We talked about it earlier. The Fighting Owls 8-1-1 when Savi scores a goal. And cleared out, but just momentarily. Now cleared out again by Bolo. So a lot of Harford fans making the trip from the Bel Air area and surrounding parts to come down here to Dundalk and watch this game. And we thank all of you that are watching this broadcast for joining us here this afternoon. A good takeaway there. Enrique Castillo sent in again. Nelson should have it with one hop. The referees in the stands, on the field, all the time. The back pass, literally from Prado to Green, working the back line, was Savi. And that is out of bounds for a corner kick. A good play by Savi, putting the ball off the Frederick defender. I believe it was Levicheg. And it'll be a corner kick for the Fighting Owls. Castillo will take the kick. 13:45 to play first half. We are scoreless for the moment. Castillo looks like he'll send it with the left. A low kick. Savi plays it. Passes it back out to Castillo. Now he sends it in. Far post. Asaro's header, no go. Left-footed shot. Blocked. It was taken by Alt. Regrouped here by Wango. That looked like a dangerous try. So the foul call there on Alt, the sophomore. Far side. Good play. Taken away. At midfield now, Ochoa brings it back to his left. Good step made by Prado there. And now a takeaway. The Fighting Owls slow the pace down. McIndoe over to Asaro. Asaro drops back to McIndoe. Now he sends it into the box. One hopper to Delaurie. Interesting to see what both of these head coaches say to their teams at halftime. The Cougars head coach, John LaRocca, in his second year, first year co-champions with CCBC Essex in the conference. CCBC Essex enacted a bit of revenge come postseason time as they knocked off the Cougars with an 83rd minute goal in the regional final to send them to the national tournament for the third time in 4 years. John LaRocca now in his second year with the Cougars, doing a good job out there in Frederick. Marfeletto, of course, in his 8th year with the Fighting Owls, 13 overall. He was the head coach with the women prior to taking over the men's squad. Now coaching both squads, and I can't begin to tell you what that must be like. That man can't sleep that much, I'll tell you that. A good takeaway. Nice step made by Prado. Looking to transition for the Fighting Owls. Sent into the middle. And taken away by Arcanjo. It'll be the Frederick Cougars ball. Under 10 minutes to play, first half. Play continues here at CCBC Dundalk. Being told by my producer, a thank you to our viewers today for helping us reach a season high in viewership for a soccer match. Frederick will keep the ball on a throw-in. 8.5 to play first half. We're scoreless. Good ball, but good defense there by Wangler. Under 8 now to play in the first half. Throw in for the Fighting Owls. One sent high and wide. Goal kick for the Fighting Owls coming up. Ochoa. Foul called again on McIndoe. Pleading his case with the referee, the freshman from Brisbane, Australia. The Cougar remains on the ground, trying to get a number there. Number 12, Ochoa. He's probably okay. There's a stop. And a yellow card issued to the Harford bench. So Pistorio picks up a yellow for Harford. There's a ball. Again, Nelson not having to move very much. High punt. And headed out of bounds by the Cougars. A reminder, Fighting Owls fans, coming up at halftime. Mark Winkle, Sports Information and Events Manager, Harford Athletics. We're going to talk about this first half. We'll get his opinion on what Harford needs to do to pull off the victory here today and be back here at noon on Saturday for the regional final. Cougars in midfield, and that ball well ahead of Varela Herrera. I'd like to give a shout out to some of our fans watching today from all around Maryland, of course, the Frederick, Damascus, D.C. area. Olney. Also from the Harford side, many student athletes on this Fighting Owls team from Brazil. So those of you that are watching us in Brazil, we appreciate it. I think, and definitely don't quote me, but I think it's about midnight there. I think you guys are ahead of us by quite some time. I don't have my international date stamps down by heart. So we thank you for joining us here. I'd also like to thank those of you that are watching down under in Australia. And any of our folks watching in the UK, we thank you for joining us. Regretfully, my colleague and broadcast partner, Nigel Longbottom, couldn't be with us here this evening. Trying to bring him in for the game on Saturday. We'll see what happens. There's a ball into the middle and played out. A good play made on the ball by Lovett Chegg. It will be a corner kick for the Fighting Owls. And it looks like Arkinjo is going to take the kick. Arkinjo. Sends it in, a good ball. Played down. Nelson tries to punch it out, and he's going to get under that one. This field playing very fast, very thin turf down there. Headed out of bounds, and it will go to Delory for a goal kick. The waning moments here of the first half conversation on the sideline is Frederick head coach John LaRocca speaking with our Not sure exactly what the discussion is regarding. Play will continue here. Delory will send it away. Asaro. Good play to go down the line. Ball in the middle. Play down. A good play made on the ball by Tolan. Tolan now. Hits a bit of a divot shot. That's sent ahead by Frederick and out of bounds for a Harford throw. .25 to play. We remain scoreless. The ball played ahead to Alfaro, too far. Out of bounds. It'll be a Harford throw in. So will we have a 45th minute goal here? Or are we going to go into the break tied at 0? And that's going to be a foul and a card issued immediately to McGlory Lavodrama. Yellow card issued to Frederick, number 22, McGlory Lavodrama. Yes, I said Lavodrama. Lots of drama, and then soccer. 30 seconds, 31 on the clock. Harford looking to get on the board. It's cleared momentarily, at least by Frederick. Now at midfield. 15 seconds remaining in the first half. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So that is the end of the first half. We are scoreless. Hang tight with us, folks. We'll be right back with our halftime guest, Mark Winkle of Harford Athletics. All right, folks, we are live. 7:15 to go in this halftime. I want to welcome in our guest, Mark Winkle of Harford Athletics. Going to join us here. And Mark, just give us the overall impression of what you thought about the first half from the Harford perspective.
It was a really sloppy half, frankly, from both sides. Really, it's turned into a midfield battle where both sides are struggling to really get some clean possession. And thus far, neither side has really been able to get past the middle third and have good position in the final third. For Harford, only just one shot in the first half, and it was a bit of a high-paced, frantic first 5-10 minutes, but after that, the game kind of just settled into the midfield. As far as Harford's concerned, I would say that they really need to work the wings more. They're not taking advantage of the great speed on the outside, especially number 24 Corey Alt, Adam Tolan, Dan Malad. Those wings are a strength on the team, and it's usually their job to try to get into the high-scoring Antonio Savi, and thus far they really haven't been able to do that very well.
We talked about it a little bit during this broadcast. How important is Antonio Savi to this team? We mentioned earlier Harford's 8-1-1 when he scores a goal. Obviously, he's a key part of this offense.
Yeah, I mean, he does have 6 game-winning goals this year, so really when he scores, the team wins. It's plain and simple. It's a good formula to have as long as he's scoring. But like I was saying just before, he has to have service in order to get the ball in the net. And thus far in the opening 45, he's had very few opportunities to get remotely close to the goal with the ball in his foot.
Looking at some of the halftime stats, Frederick 4 shots to Harford's 1, 2 shots on goal. For the Cougars, Harford's was not on goal. Corner kicks 3-1 in Harford's favor. Both teams have been offsides twice. And now looking at the fouls, combined 18 fouls in the first half and 2 yellow cards each. Any surprises there in your opinion?
I'm a little surprised, especially on the side of the Harford, because that's typically not what they want to do. They want to try to open the field up more. They want to try to be able to work the ball up, get possession, and spread the field, try to work the open spaces. And instead, they're getting caught into a slog in the middle of the field, and that really doesn't play well for their game. I think this is playing right into Frederick's hands so far, and you can see it even just based on the stat sheets. They're shot so far, and I think for Harford to come back and take over the game the way that they want to play it, they're going to have to change the way that the game is being played. They need to try to get more possession, more time with the ball, more space, and try to use the tactical skills that this team has rather than just get bogged down into a fight in the trenches.
Last question for you along those lines. How does Harford win this game with the advice that you've given? Is it something that they have to do in the first 5 or 10 minutes of the second half, or can they wait and kind of methodically wear down this Cougars team midway through the second half and get that goal?
It's got to be 45 minutes. You have to play 45 minutes of Harford soccer. And right now, I mean, yeah, it would be great if they came out in the first 5-10 minutes and came out with a burst of energy and went right down and scored a goal. But that can't be what you count on, because if you don't get it, then what's your next strategy? Well, your next strategy is to go back to what works for Harford, which is gaining that possession, getting it into your midfielders like Eder, Dougie McIndoe, trying to work the ball to the wings. Like I said, Corey Alt, he's got incredible speed on that outside. Use that speed. Harford has been settling too much for long balls from the back line. The back line of Wangu, Asaro, and Stump are just trying to bomb it down the field to open up the field and try to work towards the middle, but thus far it hasn't worked. Frederick hasn't been caught into that trap. They're still doing exactly what they want to do and just keeping that ball clogged right in the middle of the field and then getting a chance every now and then. As for Harford, just find a way to get it onto the foot of Antonio Savi or his head or any part of his body to the point where he can do what he does best and just score goals.
All right, well, there you have it. Fighting Owls faithful, Mark Winkle from Harford Athletics. We'll see what happens in this second half. We got 2:45 left in the break, and we'll be back with the second half. We're scoreless. Number 3 Frederick against number 2 Harford. All right, so we're back here for the second half. Harford versus Frederick. A scoreless first half. Harford breaking their second half team huddle. They will get us underway to start what we hope is the final 45. Harford will be attacking the goal to our right in the second half. Frederick to our left. If you're just joining us, Harford wearing their blue and white striped tops, white bottoms. Frederick in all black, save for the numbers and white sleeves. We are underway here in the second half. Asaro has his pass knocked out of bounds. A good play by Nikolai. We're looking for Savi that time. Couldn't get it to him. Now here comes Frederick. Harford. And that'll get out of bounds. Longu had the ball go off his shoestrings. But the Frederick defender couldn't chase it down. It'll be a goal kick for Nelson of the Fighting Owls. Back in midfield, Asaro on the ball now, far side, has it taken away. Good tackle made by Granados Torres. McIndoe gives it up. Alt drops it. Inside now, Delory off his line, cutting down any chance for Sabi to get a play on the ball. Early second half. And the 48th minute of play. Still scoreless here. A semifinal, the first of two tonight. Hosted by CCBC Essex here on the Dundalk campus. The Knights will come up after this game to face their intra-campus rival, CCBC Catonsville. The winner of this game and the winner of that game will meet in Saturday's Region 20 Division I final. Ball stays with Frederick. Good play by McIndoe. Frederick gets it back, though. Ball played into the box. Cleared to the wrong person. Ochoa left foot shot goes wide. Couldn't get on the right side of the ball. Shot never had a chance, but a good play for him to keep the active feet going, step in front of that clearing pass, and get a chance. Midfield now. As no foul called in the box. Remains scoreless. Harford looking to make a move. Savi working on Blue. Out of bounds, last touch by Savi. It'll be a goal kick. Sent away midfield now, 50-50 ball, 1. McIndoe with the takeaway. Play back to the middle, all the way back to Stump. Castillo on the ball midfield for the Fighting Owls. Good move, sends it ahead with the left foot. Not far enough, headed away by the Cougars. And now cleared out by Salmon. Foul called against the Fighting Owls. Cougars will have the ball. Nelson moving his men up. Kick to midfield. Being told by my producer that we also have fans watching on the Eastern Shore. A shout out to Nick Williams from Chesapeake College. Like Nick to learn how to use the text message. Just got that email. Trying to do a broadcast. Can't watch the email that much, buddy, but glad you're watching. We're happy to have you as a viewer and hope things are going well out there on the Eastern Shore. Just 7 minutes into this second half, there's a ball into the box headed away by the Fighting Owls. Castillo. Played ahead by Prado. Here come the Fighting Owls. Looks like they're moving the ball well. And a foul called, much to the disgust and dismay of Granados Torres. Very upset. So a set play coming up for the Fighting Owls. .40 yards away. Longo. Shot is up and over the goal. It remains a scoreless tie. Delory to send it away for the Cougars. It'll stay with Frederick. Good play made by Prado, and he picks up the foul on Fonga. Fighting Owls trying to get the momentum on its side here in the second half early. Just 10 minutes into the second half in the 55th minute of play. Sent ahead far side. A long run for Sims. Granados Torres top. Nelson goes to a knee and makes the save. It remains scoreless. Good kick by Nelson. Ball played into the box. Too much pushing and shoving coming from Arcangelo. Foul called on the Fighting Owl. And Frederick will have the ball. 34.5 minutes to play in this one. No goal scorers just yet. Two teams that have combined in their past 6 games to score 39 goals have yet to score a single goal in the first 46 minutes. Or excuse me, 56 minutes of this game. Stoppage in play. Another talking to or a yellow card from the referee. Play will resume. Half the field, a little bit more than half the field now, cascaded in shadows as the sun is setting here in Dundalk. The Harford keeper, Michael Nelson, all sun in his box. Delory, just a couple of rays of sunshine squeaking through the trees. Otherwise, mostly shadows for him. Corner kick for Frederick. Nikolai will take the kick, right foot, sends it in. Low liner. Cleared out by Harford. Back in midfield and Granados Torres gets it back to Nikolai from him now. Cougars looking to regroup. Navarro sends it ahead. On the ball now, Salmon. Salmon has a step, left foot, centering pass, nobody home. The clear is no good. And a goal scored by Granados Torres. And Frederick takes a 1-0 lead. Granados Torres puts the Cougars on the board. Picks up his first goal of this season. A Frederick goal scored by number 19, Carlos Granados Torres. So we got a correction on it. The goal was scored by Ochoa. For Ochoa, his 11th goal of the season. 9th goal, rather. Puts the Cougars on top. Ochoa taking advantage of that situation, putting his Cougars one step closer to back-to-back regional final appearances. So we had to wait 58 minutes, but we do have a goal on the board. Finally here at CCBC Dundalk, Region 20 Division I tournament hosted by CCBC Essex, live from CCBC Dundalk. A yellow card issued to Harford. Jason Stump, a sophomore out of Perry Hall High School. Yellow card issued to Harford, number 29, Jason Stump. The third card for the Fighting Owls today. So the Fighting Owls will have to battle back if they want to put both squads in the regional final. On the women's side, the Fighting Owls women's team will be taking on CCBC Essex this Friday at 6 p.m. That one will be at Harford Community College. The Fighting Owls are hosting the women's tournament. The winner will host a district game to see who would go on to the national tournament in Melbourne, Florida. A chance for Harford sent away by the Cougars. For more information on that game, go to harfordathletics.com and it will have the broadcast information. Again, that's going to be Friday at 6 p.m. The Harford women's soccer team takes on CCBC Essex for the women's Region 20 Division I title. The men trying to join them trail 1-0 to a Frederick team that has been relentless in this game. They have not given up at any time. And it paid off for them in the 58th minute with the goal by Ochoa. Substitution coming on for the Cougars. It looks like Akamdowo checking back in for the Cougars. Midfield. Sent ahead by Ochoa. Nikolai. Alt is on the ball, gives it up to Asaro. Asaro back to Alt now, far sideline. Plays back into the middle. Corey Alt working on Sims. And that one is going to go high over the crossbar. Kareem Salman got under it, took off. It remains 1-0 Cougars. .63 minute of play here. Out of bounds. It'll be the Cougars' ball. And that one goes over the back of the net. It'll be a goal kick for Nelson. So he comes back to midfield. The Cougars don't seem content to sit on this 1-0 lead. Whistle blown, a foul on the Cougars. Give the ball to the Fighting Owls at midfield. Offside flag was up anyway. That goes through the box. Getting past two Cougars. It looked like it was Mikhail Ballou and Kenneth Sims. They couldn't get a head on it. The front of that goal was wide open. .24 minutes remaining in regulation of this one. Frederick leads it 1-0 on a 58th minute goal by Elmer Ochoa. Harford looking to transition. Near side, Prado. Prado cuts it back in. Gives it up to Castillo. Castillo slides a pass that gets through the box, but Harford can't get a foot on it. Desperation shot taken by Alt, trying to catch the keeper off his line well wide. It'll be a goal kick. Good step there by Malad. Frederick gets it back though. Granados Torres. Now far side. Akindowo. On to Ochoa. Ochoa sends it ahead. Offside flag is up. Had too many steps. Foul called on Harford. Sent ahead. Out by Harford. Frederick gets it back. Good takeaway by Castillo. Castillo looking up. Sends it ahead to Savi. Savi looking to go down the line. Defender Frederick Chegg had other ideas. Savi hits the ground. And it'll be a foul called on Savi. Chegg will set it up. Antonio Savi from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. The sophomore forward, 6'1", has not been able to get it going tonight. Fighting Owls have not had many good chances for him. They need him on the board. And a foul called against Harford. 70th minute of play now. 58th minute goal scored by Frederick. Elmer Ochoa. His 9th goal of the season. Harford's bench screaming to the team to move up and get up on offense. They're starting to enter that DEFCON 3 zone. I don't know which way the DEFCONs go. I think the lower the number, the more imminent the threat. Maybe they switched it. It could have been one of the PC things that came out of the 90s. That ball sent into the middle by Asaro. Harford looking to get a play on it. It's cleared by Ochoa. Kept alive. A good play by Wango. Here comes Castillo. Play continues. Castillo takes a shot, and Harford will have a set play off to the left of the goalkeeper. We'll call it 20 yards out. A lot of screaming going on the field. I have no idea what any of it is. And now we'll stop the clock. So everybody up for Harford, except for McIndoe. And I believe Jason Stump, who now moves up. Left-footed shot is nothing on it. McIndoe from midfield sends it back in, and it's sent away by the Cougars. So that is definitely a free one that Castillo would want back. Here come the Cougars now. And no foul called, says the referee. That's going to be a foul against Granados Torres. 18 minutes to play in this one. Frederick 1, Harford 0. High kick, sent away. Harford now. Savi gives the ball up. In space is Prado. Prado along the back line. Can't get to it in time. It rolls out of bounds for a goal kick. Good thought by Savi. He saw Prado alone with good amount of room in front of him. And Prado just couldn't pull the trigger before the ball went off the back line. 17:15 to play. Frederick 1, Harford 0. Coming up after this one, the second semifinal game of the day. CCBC Essex, the number 1 seed, will host CCBC Catonsville, the number 4 seed. That one will come up 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. Go to ccbcessexknights.com for the link. Or just keyword search CCBC Essex Knights on YouTube. Good play there by Ricardo Alfaro. And that ball knocked out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Cougars. Throw in by Fonga. Ochoa. In the middle now to Alfaro. Good tackle by Alfaro to get the ball back. Akamoto. Foul called. Frederick setting up for the free kick. And that one gets over the crossbar. Shot taken by Ochoa. He was looking for his second. 15-20 to play. Frederick 1, Harford 0. Back on the air. Sorry about the interruption in the audio. Harford coming up on desperation time. We were 14-10 from the end of regulation. Harford looking to get the ball back and looking to advance quickly. And Nelson, a good spin move after collecting the ball to stay out of harm's way. Quickly punts it back past midfield. A good 65 yards on that one. And a foul called on Harford. I believe it's called against Savi. Back in midfield now. Harford looking to transition. Far side. Sent ahead. Oh! And loses his man. It was Malad who was giving chase. A whistle blown. Cougar is on the field. We'll try and get you that number here in just a moment. It's going to be Harford's ball. I believe it's Alfaro. And a yellow card issued. Waiting to see who was issued on. The injured player was McCall Bolo. And I think he's the one that picked up the card as well. He is. Don't see that very much.
Yellow card issued to Frederick, number 23, and a foul for Ballou.
We've got a little blip in the clock right now, so we will try and there it goes. It's back. Switching batteries, I think. 12:57 to play. Time will start on the touch of the ball here after the injury timeout to Ballou, who picked up the yellow card as well as the injury. So here we go. Left foot into the box. Delory picks it up high in the air. That ball was actually past his head when he got his hands on it. Still a 1-0 game for the Cougars. Into the middle. Harford looking to get the equalizer off the shoelaces of Larson Green and out of bounds. Ball at midfield. Frederick will have the ball. Sent out by Asaro. Under 11 minutes now to play. Ball trickles out of bounds. A throw in for the Cougars. Sun has almost disappeared from this turf field. Harford advancing, hoping that their season doesn't disappear as well. Left-footed shot wide by Green. Didn't get a good strike on the ball. And another card brought out by the referee. 9.5 to play in this one. Harford's Asaro sends it away. And Frederick content with trying to keep him out of the zone. A good play there by Green. And he can't bring it back. It'll be a corner for the Fighting Owls, though. Larson Green will take the corner kick. A low kick. No foul called. And that's kind of the downside when you're an official that gives out a lot of yellow cards in a match. Anytime somebody hits the ground, it's going to be a foul. When you don't call the foul, it upsets a lot of people. .7:25 to play. Harford starting to run out of chances. Frederick trying to keep the ball on this side of the field. Doesn't work. That ball off the heels. Sent ahead by McIndoe. Takedown. And Green hits the ground. Down and looks like he's in a lot of pain. We'll see what happens here. Definitely the foul called. Don't believe I saw a card come out. Green up to his feet. Now he'll go join his teammates and hope to get a piece of the ball and get the game equalizer. Castillo, he'll get it started again. Left foot. Sends it into the box. Far post and out of bounds. Longu tried to make a play on the ball in the air. Couldn't do it. Under 7 minutes now. Harford trails 1-0. Delaurie. Left foot. Midfield now. Asaro can't get to it. Doubles back. It goes out of bounds to the Fighting Owls. Fighting Owls still looking for that equalizer. Chipped ahead to Green. Delaurie off his line, and he's got the ball. A good play. Green tripped over the goalie. And Green down in pain again. Not sure if he caught a piece of Delaurie on his way by. We'll step aside for a moment. We'll be back. 5:54 remaining. Frederick 1, Harford 0. All right, so green comes off. Play will resume. Delory will have the kick. 5:54 to go. Play back at midfield and a foul called. Quick restart by Castillo. Far side now. And that one goes out of bounds. Past Wangu. McAdoo looking for Stump, couldn't hit him. Nikolai. Nobody there but the Harford defender, Asaro. Frederick back on the ball. It's Smith. Shot taken, but right at the goaltender, Kenneth Sims put it on frame. Nelson made the save. Harford now, midfield. Stump. That one goes now Nikolai at midfield. Nikolai sends it ahead. It's going to be a race. Sims working on Asaro, who comes back to the ball. Harford. DEFCON 5 now. 4 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Foul called on Frederick. McAdoo gets the ball down. It'll be Castillo, it looks like. Under 4 to play now. Castillo, the left foot. Is this Harford's last opportunity? About 15 seconds went off the clock. That one didn't get into the box. Frederick looking to transition. And he is way off sides. Harford will get the ball back. They're in the hurry up. Castillo. Sends it ahead. Asaro hit from behind. Twice. That one's called. So Harford inching closer. 3 yards out right now. 27. Castillo sets it down. And the referee will back up the wall. Got to hit a good one from here. 3 around the ball. Savi and Castillo now stay. Savi lets it go by. Castillo has it redirected. Or maybe not. Two minutes, 40 seconds to play. Delory sends it away. Come the Fighting Owls again, trying to get the equalizer. Trying to stay in this game and in the hunt for a regional championship. Whistle blown, foul on the Cougars. Castillo. Just over midfield. Who's going to look to get this one down there? Here comes the left foot. Liner. Top of the box. Cleared away by the Cougars. Castillo can't get to it. And there's a hard hit at midfield. And I think we're going to get another card. We are. McClory Lavodrama. So Lavo Drama picks up his second yellow with 1:52 to play. And Frederick will play down a man the rest of the way. More importantly, I think for Frederick, because I believe that they think they can make it through this game with 1:52 to go, is they will not have Lavo Drama in the regional final should they win. There's a restart. Castillo now. A shot just over the crossbar. 1:45 to play. Frederick subs. The clock will stop because of the substitution. And Frederick leading. We're under 5 minutes. Don't forget, folks, check back in with us at ccbcsexknights.com. Click on that lead story. Knights versus Cardinals coming up 30 minutes after this contest. Fighting Owls trying to stay in this game. Cleared again by the Cougars. Nelson sends it back. 1:19. Chip shot gets over the head of Delory. And we're coming up on 1 minute. It's 1:05 to play. Another substitution for Frederick. Sent away by Delory.
Final minute of play in regulation. Final minute.
Under a minute now. Harford running out of time. 40 seconds to go. Ball staying at midfield a little bit too long, and it's sent out of bounds. Asaro will go over for the throw-in. 30 seconds remains. And sent away again by the Cougars. 23 seconds left. Harford doesn't look like they're going to have enough time.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Absolutely unbelievable. Delory came off his line. The ball seemed to be headed for the back of the net, and then out of nowhere, Lovett Chegg kicks it out before it crosses the goal line. An exciting ending. A great game played by both teams, and it'll be Frederick moving on to the regional final this Saturday at noon. They'll face the winner of CCBC Essex versus CCBC Catonsville. Our game coming up in 30 minutes, it'll be the Cardinals versus the Knights. Until then, I'm Rocco Jeppy, thanking you all again so much for joining our broadcast. The final, Frederick 1, Harford 0.